Hello everyone, and now welcome to a game between XlorD and DeMiGoD. This game taking place here on, well, Last Refuge. XlorD spawning as the red undead over here on the bottom left-hand side of the map under the name Long Dong Ding. Meanwhile, over here on the top right-hand side of the map, we have DeMiGoD spawning as the blue orc. Orc versus undead again in this matchup. A German player this time around, but well, yep, that's all I'll say. Not quite sure where I was trying to go with that. Just losing my train of thought. All right, what are we going to be looking at in this matchup? Altar of Darkness, Iran versus Germany. Yep, I don't know my maps all that well, so the Iranian flag right there. As we're looking at, well, Altar of Darkness, Crypt, and it looks like it is going to be ghouls over Crypt Fiends, unlike the last game I cast today. Meanwhile, over here to the top right-hand side of the map, it is going to be Farseer, so this is going to be much more, I guess, what I'll say meta updated than the previous matchup, as we could be looking at, nope, a Death Knight. So it is going to be Death Knight and ghouls going up against a Farseer. We are looking at a War Mill and a Barracks as well, so could we perhaps be going for early headhunters? That could potentially be the strategy here. No Voodoo Lounge as of yet, and this particular build order making me curious as to, well, where the item shop is going to be and whether it is needed and how it is going to delay the tech to tier 2. We are looking at a second orc burrow being placed in, so it is going to be a delayed tech to tier 2, and we still don't see a Voodoo Lounge, which is something which is often very much needed in the matchup. All right, Farseer already out here, going to come across, get in some harassment. Headhunters are already going to be trained up here. And with that, the Farseer is going to go for a game of harassment. Death Knight, however, is not going for an expansion, still has his Scroll of Town Portal, and he does not have a Rod of Necromancy. DeMiGoD perhaps expecting his opponent to try and do a little bit of fast expansion and not actually looking at that. Pretty interesting indeed, as the Forest Troll High Priest absorbing a fair bit of damage, no inner fire, and just trying to constantly heal itself. Will it be able to finish things off here as that Forest Troll High Priest down to 40? Well, is it going to be able to stay? Oh, there it goes. Trying to resummon right there, finally getting it taken out. Death Knight going to be coming back across. Blade Master, Farseer now retreating back here. A quick ensnare onto that Headhunter as that Farseer now heads back off to the north. One Acolyte keeping track of all of this here. Tech to tier 2 has begun. The positioning on that War Mill does help increase, well, War Mill, lumber mining and lumber harvesting at this stage in the game, which is, well, incredibly important. Wand of Illusion going to get picked up here. Death Knight, could get a free kill on a Headhunter, but the ensnare, well, not going to be enough, even though that Headhunter is frozen in place. Death Knight sitting at level 1, being forced to retreat back. Meanwhile, skeletal minions and a Crypt Fiend clearing off the remainder of the creep camp could give level 2 to that Death Knight. All right, what is this here? All right, a lot of very low hit point skeletal minions. They're going to go poof into dust as the Farseer gets a little bit of experience there pretty easily as well. Do you think Warcraft 3 could be balanced like Brood War through maps? I think the map pool overall could help. Can it be completely balanced through maps? That's a little bit out of, well, a little bit too much detail that I would like to try and get to in the middle of a cast. Right now, there are maps that favor one particular race and maps that favor another particular race. If we see more best of 5 series where the collection of maps make it so that there is more neutral play, then yes, that is possible as well. Death Knight now making its way back off to the north here. That lone Acolyte has really been causing problems as we're looking at XlorD just, well, haunting, and with that one Acolyte getting in a lot of information. Are we going to see damage added up onto that Death Knight? Death Knight does have Gloves of Haste, Rod of Necromancy, plus Rod of Necromancy with 3 charges, but that is it, as the Farseer is still sitting at level 1 after all this time. Farseer going to make its way back down here, trying to get to level 2. It looks like it will be able to do exactly that. One more shot is all that's needed. And that is the problem with trying to creep out with only headhunters. Anything with medium armor, well, takes quite a bit of time to kill. Headhunters with that piercing damage does significantly less damage to medium armor units, unlike, well, the grunts that would deal bonus damage as well. Death Knight on the board with a potion of invulnerability sitting at level 2, unholy aura, yep, and a Dark Ranger second. All right, interesting choice to go Dark Ranger second over Lich second. And what is this Dark Ranger really looking to do here? Perhaps build up a large army before the army can actually be dispelled. And we should be looking at some Obsidian statues being built back as well. Slaughterhouse already getting upgraded. Halls of the Dead teching to tier 3. This is a 6-minute tech to tier 3 here. Not super fast, but overall skipping that Lich and making that Dark Ranger out early, it just feels faster since that Dark Ranger will get to level 2 so quickly. Tauren Chieftain, is it going to actually spot this army down across to the south here? No, it is not. Dark Ranger gets up to level 2 as the armies are now putting pressure in right here. Nerubian Tower trying to upgrade to a Ziggurat as the Acolytes could have a very bad day indeed. All right, Death Knight picking up some items, picking up a Book of the Dead. Ogre Mauler going to get taken down, not going to get to level 3. Are we going to see a Scroll of Town Portal? No, not quite yet either. What is XlorD waiting for as another Ziggurat gets taken out? 30 over 30 supply. Currently, supply block won't even be able to train up the hero when the time comes, as the main army now trying to put pressure here. All right, Orc Burrow under a bit of distress. Crypt Fiends, massive skeletal minions, Book of the Dead, Chain Lightning bouncing around as one Orc Burrow is lost 35 supply compared to 41. As peons are trying to retreat back here as well. Tauren Chieftain without Stomp and an army, Book of the Dead summoning here. So powerful indeed, as we're looking at, well, headhunters, not berserkers. Headhunters going to get taken out pretty quickly and then turned into an army as well. Without that berserker upgrade, they are down 100 hit points. 200 hit point death coil coupled with a couple of attacks from a Dark Ranger, and you get some skeletal minions. All right, skeletal minions. Dark Ranger sitting at level 2, getting closer to level 3 indeed. Has to be weary of that mana, as we're going to look at another, well, Shadow Wolf getting taken out. All right, Barracks not upgrading to Berserkers as of yet. Farseer, Farseer in that position here. Death Knight, Death Coil saving that Dark Ranger. Death Knight could be in trouble. A Stomp if it goes down, or an Ensnare. Scroll of Town Portal may be needed. There's a Death Coil onto that Dark Ranger, or onto that Headhunter. Headhunter gets taken down as a last-minute Scroll of Town Portal whisks everyone back to safety. 35 supply compared to 26. DeMiGoD suffering at the hands of XlorD right there. Lich now getting added. Obsidian statue getting added. And we should be getting in an Orb of Corruption too. All right, being able to fight on Blight and close to this, well, orange creep camp right here. Very, very critical, as the Dark Ranger and the Death Knight able to heal up pretty convincingly right now. Well, Black Arrow still being used. There goes some more Dark Minions popping up out of the ground. All right, damage is going to get added up here as well. Black Citadel with a little bit of slowing a bit, making it easier. Oh, you don't want that Ogre Mauler to fall at the hands of a Black Citadel. Are we going to get experience for that? That's going to be key. Yes, we do, as the units, well, walk back up onto that high ground. All right, Last Refuge, one of the maps that actually uses the high ground, low ground for line of sight. Forest Troll, High Priest are going to get taken out here. Ogre Magi, as the Dark Ranger gets to level 3, does have a Ritual Dagger as well, and the Lich still does not have that Orb of Corruption yet. Death Knight comes bearing gifts as I say that, as the Lich is going to try and get to level 2. Well, there you are, Orb of Corruption transferred on over. Death Knight saying at level 3 wants to back away, and this is going to be a lot of creeping here. Death Knight spawning across here. What is this? Going to perhaps purposely be pulling the aggro away, not allowing the Orc to be able to creep this freely. Meanwhile, the Lich is already at level 2, and the army is getting ready and into position again. Farseer is right there. In comes the Death Knight. Are we going to perhaps see a little bit of damage indeed, as the units are trying to back away, fighting over a creep camp, fighting over who can take out and kill these units, as the Tauren Chieftain sits at level 2, does a little dance back and forth. All right, the fact that the Lich is already out on the battlefield can easily get in some Frost Novas. An army of skeletal minions coming in from the side could cause some problems as well, as it looks as though like, a bunch of units were just unsummoned right there. Death Knight has a potion of lesser a potion of invulnerability, uses it in time to dodge that stun as the Berserkers now retreating back. All right, Crypt Fiend Berserkers passing each other back and forth. Rock Golem joining in on the battle here. Who is going to be able to clear out the creep camp? 47 supply compared to 40. DeMiGoD being forced to retreat back as XlorD going to clear out this creep camp pretty easily, getting a Sobi mask onto perhaps the Lich or the Dark Ranger. No, Death Knight picks it up. Better hit point regeneration with the Health Stone, better mana regeneration with the Sobi Mask, and double Obsidian statues on top of that. As well, the Death Knight goes back for a Tome of Strength. Coming back here, Tauren Chieftain with a Brilliance Aura. That is the bright spot right now for DeMiGoD. Brilliance Aura, pun intended. Well, is that really a pun? Brilliance bright? No. Raiders now making their way back across to the bottom left here as the Death Knight is going to go ahead and clear things up. All right, we are looking at the Black Citadel. Raiders should be able to deal good damage here. Acolyte trying to repair. More Acolytes will need to be trained as XlorD may lose his Black Citadel. That is going to be a big problem. Orc Burrows all have that fortified armor, making it very, very difficult to finish off as the Death Knight now using a Scroll of Town Portal to head back home. All right, as the Scroll of Town Portal heads back here, Tauren Chieftain, trying to finish off the Black Citadel. Black Citadel gets taken out, and that is a big deal indeed. XlorD down to 4 Acolytes, needs to rebuild his main tech once again. The Necropolis is gone. He is gonna be revealed, and he is only mining at 80%. Death Knight sitting at level 3, gonna get to level 4 here in just a moment, adding in True Shot, or a perfect item for this army. Is it going to stay on the Death Knight, or is it going to be given to the Dark Ranger or the Lich? Lich should perhaps benefit most from it, as another Tome of Strength, this time picked up by the Dark Ranger. All right. It looks like we are going to be going into hit and run tactics. We saw Pillage get researched earlier by DeMiGoD, and is this the strategy? Is this the long-term strategy to try and drop units into the backside here as this Necropolis is being added in? That Nerubian Tower is not going to be able to switch targets enough, and the own Sim City is going to end up hurting XlorD as the Tauren Chieftain throws down a stomp but doesn't really hit anything at all. All right, Raiders, are they in position? Yes, Raiders are stealing a little bit of gold indeed. Farseer is in the backside right here. A little bit of damage going to get added up, picking up and dropping off units pretty easily here as the Tauren Chieftain it could throw down a stomp here. Acolytes could be in trouble. This could be a very big deal indeed. Are we going to throw down a stomp? Yes, we are. Death Coil finishes off a Raider as we are still seeing more healing. Another stomp could be used in order to stop the repairs, and that could be it, but the Tauren Chieftain falls in the process. Tauren Chieftain falls at level 2. Massive pickups once again, and XlorD has no way to mine any gold. Meanwhile, over here to the top right, Tauren Chieftain getting resurrected. We are going to perhaps see an exposure as well. There is unsummoning of buildings may be necessary. Unsummoning the Altar of Darkness may also make sense as well. And as the Goblin Zeppelin is still just keeping track of all of these units. All right, Berserkers could drop in from the skies right here, finish off this Haunted Gold Mine. Haunted Gold Mine does not have armor as it's being built, and well, I don't know if that was canceled or destroyed, but whatever it was, no more mining indeed. Still continuing this fight once again. Death Knight in this spot right here. Death Coil not going to be in time as the armies are going to be fighting off to the north here. All right, this is a problem. However, XlorD does still have a sizable army that is able to put pressure on the remaining base of DeMiGoD. DeMiGoD could end up losing his Altar of Storms, which means resurrection on that. Resurrection on the Tauren Chieftain is going to be halted, or perhaps done back at the tavern with low hit points and no mana. All right, Lich is amongst all of these units here. Fortified armor going to be absolutely key and critical as the Tauren Chieftain, well, going to be brought back over to the other side. Are we going to see a straight up base race? It looks like that is going to be the spot right now as the Raiders are trying to retreat back. Damage being added on across all of these units. Perhaps a couple of ensnares as one poor Crypt Fiend getting caught in the getting caught under all of the attacks back here. Raiders now need to retreat back here. We are looking at, well, the Death Knight. Death Knight back at home. He's going to be in trouble. Tomb of Relics does not have potions. Did he have death? No, how did he heal himself? Not quite sure. As the Death Knight trying to make his way through, is he going to be able to survive? Last second Death Coil finishes off the Raider, but that is it. Tauren Chieftain now trying to make its way back over. Farseer sitting at level 3. Tauren Chieftain sitting at level 2, as we could have another elevator lift inside the base. Dark Ranger going to try and get some damage onto that Goblin Zeppelin just outside of range again, as this Haunted Gold Mine, well, down or about to be up and running. Back across over here, Peon still able to do a lot of work. We're looking at the Lich Dark Ranger looking to put in some pressure and that damage. There goes the Headhunters. Are we going to get some damage onto some ghouls? Units are now just getting picked up and dropped back down as the Tauren Chieftain lines up here. Farseer still adding up a lot of damage. Headhunters joining in. Acolytes going to get ensnared. We could see the death of another Haunted Gold Mine. Necropolis is right there. There goes a stomp. More Acolytes are being lost, and DeMiGoD has a major gold advantage right now. Is it going to translate into the win, though, as we are fighting our way through here? Raiders are going to get taken down. Haunted Gold Mine down to 32 hit points, down to 5 hit points. Are we going to see a retreat? Yes, Goblin Zeppelin going to go ahead and try and pick back up all of these remaining units, but that Zeppelin could get taken down. Farseer is going to be in trouble. Farseer gets left behind as the remaining units able to retreat back. All right, level 3 on the Lich, level 4 on that Dark Ranger. Death Knight, well, Death Knight nowhere to be seen right now because there is no gold to mine. There is one worker. Where is that worker? Worker is being trained up. It will then need to unsummon buildings in order to haunt a gold mine, and that is a major setback. All right, Farseer resurrected back at the tavern because there is still no Altar of Storms. It was never replaced here. Two peons and a watchtower here. We could perhaps be trying to set up an expansion, but that could easily get taken out as well. Quick silence goes across all of these units. No additional healing. Ogre Lord, well, gonna cause some problems. Legion of Doomhorn, reminding them of their greater days when they still had, their Death Knight. That item will quickly be sold there. Well, no, not there goes. Quickly sold right there. Dark Ranger gets up to level 5. Dark Ranger should back away, giving that Lich that, well, precious experience to get to level 4. All right, that was actually a bit of a misstep right there. If that Dark Ranger wasn't there, the infinite range would have given Lich level 4 and given a little bit more experience as well. All right, Great Hall is trying to be established here. Meanwhile, back down across here, we're looking at an Acolyte. This is the last Acolyte of XlorD. XlorD could get taken down here. Raiders do have pillage, so this is actually beneficial. These hit and run tactics. Farseer still does not have a Scroll of Town Portal. Not quite sure what I make of this, as the Crypt Fiends are now going after this Great Hall expansion already. All right, units are now making their way back down. Goblin Zeppelin going to go ahead and try and retreat. Tauren Chieftain sitting at level 3. Farseer sitting at level 3. Are we going to see some engagement here? Death Knight is out onto the board as well. Going to be able to get in some Death Coils. Death Coil Frost Nova onto a fleeing Raider as that Raider gets taken down. Level 4 now on that Farseer as we're looking at Skeletal Minions, well, finishing off the remainder of that creep camp off to the north. Level 4, level 3 going up against a level 4, level 5, level 4. XlorD having the hero level advantage, economic advantage, well, infinitely better for DeMiGoD right now, as peons are looking to repair and get things back underway. Massive hit and run tactics. XlorD cannot let this game go long. The longer this game goes, the better it will be for DeMiGoD, as the Great Hall is about to fall. Come on, cancel it. No cancellation. And DeMiGoD loses 385 gold for no real reason. At this point in the stage in the game, even though the supplies look about the same, 39 to 42, XlorD has a much larger army. 15 supply advantage in terms of army, about 50%, more than 50% army size advantage. The difference is because there are no workers on XlorD's side of the field. We're looking at 149 gold here. Death Knight may try and clear out some additional creep camps to get that last bit of gold and make something happen. Meanwhile, well, XlorD or DeMiGoD needs to find a way to maintain his economic advantage. Right now, his fortress only has 1,300 gold mining left as we're looking at more raiders about to be dropped on in. All right. Dropping on in. Here we are. Here we go. Raiders should be dropped. Where are the raiders? Why are the raiders not being dropped? They provide gold as well, which is absolutely key. Hit and run tactics is absolutely critical and huge right now as we are looking at all of the units getting picked up. And well, there is a potential retreat. All right, there it goes a little bit more loss. Is that Zeppelin going to get shot down? No, it is not. That raider needs to get away, and that raider is taken out as well. 33 supply, 21 supply army compared to 42. Now, XlorD having twice the supply advantage, as we're also looking at greater dark minions, the level 3 black arrows, well, acting as a prop-up army somewhere, being able to go after those units. That greater dark minion actually deals more damage than a footman if you're looking for a possible comparison. Level 4, level 3 going up against a level 4, level 5, level 4. That is the problem. XlorD has a major hero level advantage, making it difficult for the Farseer and the Tauren Chieftain to really put down any real pressure. As that Lich and that Death Knight with that burst Death Coil Frost Nova, it really shuts down any sort of hit and run tactics as a Goblin Zeppelin picks up some very low hit point units in order to try and get away. Death Knight is going to come across, perhaps spot that Goblin Zeppelin as the units all head back off to the north here. All right. More mining perhaps to be had here. Voodoo Lounge, there's the fortress here. Where are all of the units going to be traveling to next? Goblin Sappers. Goblin Sappers gonna make another run at all of these buildings here, just one at a time. Where are they really gonna deal damage? Well, right there, almost takes down a Ziggurat as well. No more lounge there as the gloves of haste on that Lich as well for faster attack speed. Are we just gonna see an eventual just Goblin Zeppelin bombing run type of strategy? The fact that the Farseer is not at level 5 means no Shadow Wolves. And no Shadow Wolves is a very big deal indeed. All right, in comes a bunch of Dark Minions again. Are those Dark Minions going to be able to fight back and deal damage against units that are trying to get healed? As we are seeing experience added up for the Tauren Chieftain and that Farseer. These units actually give decent amount of experience. 42 experience per unit there. So is that... 42 actually seems rather high. As well, the Goblin Sapper, is it gonna actually be able to spot this here? All right, Goblin Zeppelin flying over, sees a bunch of Crypt Fiends right there. The Ziggurat was already taken out. Goblin Zeppelin purposely trying to pull things away. No web, as the Goblin Zeppelin gonna try and retreat back here. Oh, yeah, the Lich, the Obsidian Statues doesn't go up onto the high ground to see whether or not there is a Goblin Sapper right there. That is key once more as the Tauren Chieftain and the Farseer look to creep out the remainder of this creep camp now. XlorD only has 4 buildings left. That is it. He does have the larger army, which is absolutely critical and key right now as we're looking at another Forest Troll High Priest getting taken out. There is one more creep camp over here on the top left to be cleared up. Death Knight has double staffs of teleportation to get faster movement speed. Did the Goblin Sapper, I believe, did not make its target. And, well, in comes a Spirit Wolf to try and hide away. Death Knight looking to see, well, did he clear out this creep camp? Yes, he did. Dark Ranger, level 5. Death Knight, level 4. Lich, level 4. Staffs of Teleportation for all 3 units. That is how this game is going to be played. Dropping staffs of teleportation all over the place, while the Death Knight, Dark Ranger, and Lich rounds out here. Goblin Zeppelin gonna try and do a quick run. There are some units back home. That is a decent size army indeed. 2 obsidian statues, 3 crypt fiends, 3 ghouls to try and stop all of these units. All right, here we are. Here we go. Here's the run. Farseer has plenty of mana. Torrent Chieftain has mana as well. And in comes the Staff of Teleportations, where all of the units are going to be coming into position. All right, Death Knight and Lich in position here. Dark Ranger running all the way back. And we're looking at burrowed Crypt Fiends keeping track and keeping sight of everything too. All right, workers. Only 5 workers left for DeMiGoD. And this is now a strange position to be in. All right, and the possible expansion attempt off over here. Is it going to get scouted out? Double Shadow Wolves holding the door here as the Goblin Zeppelin with 5 Raiders. Really hoping to perhaps get some damage across here as well. Greater Dark Minions looking to finish off this fortress. Not going to be able to do so. And what is going on? Shadow Wolves, Deathcoil, Frost Nova, more experience for that Death Knight. Death Knight, one experience shy from level 5. And that is going to be a power spike indeed. There goes a Shockwave picking up and dropping off units. And all of a sudden, you have to worry about the Tauren Chieftain shockwaving units. From, shockwaving to take down buildings. All right, this changes everything all of a sudden, as that damage does add up quite quickly. Where is the units perhaps going to be trying to go to next? Tauren Chieftain, where's the Farseer? Farseer? Oh, the Farseer is right there. Okay. All right. Dark Ranger here. Death Knight right here. Units all keeping track. Tauren Chieftain is going to be able to get a Shockwave off. Where's the Shockwave? Turnaround. Shockwave across multiple units. Gets the building, the Obsidian statue. And, well, the Death Knight having to repair that Obsidian statue now with Unholy Aura. Goblin Zeppelin still dancing around in the back here. Dark Ranger up on the high ground trying to gain sight and information. Ghouls are all across everywhere. And this retraining to Shockwave could be the key. Another important thing to note is that the Brilliance Aura on the Tauren Chieftain is absolutely huge. All right, are we going to see a drop here? Yes, we are. There's a drop. There's a little bit of damage. Deathcoil onto the Tauren Chieftain. The pickup not in time. I believe it actually added damage to multiple buildings again, and these buildings are just so close together. Lich may try to get to level 5 here. Dark Ranger should not be in this fight. But I guess if you want lesser dark minions, that works out better, as we're going to see crystal ball. A crystal ball to see up to where that Goblin Zeppelin is. That changes everything once again. Farseer is right here adding up damage, as we're going to be looking at the wolves trying to put in pressure right there. Are we going to see the Tauren Chieftain units? Are we going to see a Shockwave? Yes, we are going to push through damage there. Doesn't get damage onto that last building. Meanwhile, more dark minions going to be attacking back here, as the crystal ball is, could spell problems, revealing constantly where that Goblin Zeppelin is. Tauren Chieftain, however, now out of mana. And is it just one of those situations? Well, yeah, having one Goblin Zeppelin, perhaps better than trying to get anything else there, as we are going to be looking at damage added up here. Goblin Zeppelin down to 477. It is going to just hide itself off over here. We are looking at, mining by DeMiGoD, and DeMiGoD has even a peon not doing anything right now. This is critical. All right, Goblin Zeppelin needs to retreat away. Death Knight, Crypt Fiends, and Ghouls are going to be making their way over. There are watchtowers here. Damage is going to get added back up. Where's this Zeppelin going next? As we see a Raider get taken down. Death Knight is at level 5. Dark Ranger at 5. Lich is at 4, getting very close to 5 as well. This is going to be a very close game indeed, as the Zeppelin is trying to make its way back over here to the Great Hall to try and protect its one economic advantage. All right, mass towers in position here. 3 towers, not even really mass towers, going to be dropping in. Dark Ranger going to be going after some of those units. Where is the army now? Nope. I guess if it says, you know what, let's go ahead and do a true base race, Staff of Teleportation is going to be key here as the Dark Ranger and the Lich actually making their way back. I don't know if I quite agree with this. They could have just stayed there, and staying there would have been the better call. All right. Goblin Zeppelin, Tauren Chieftain now making its way back out. And Deathcoil straight up onto the Raiders here. We're going to go ahead and try and engage now. We're looking at a Crypt, well, taking a large amount of damage. That is going to end up being the death of that Crypt right there. Frost Nova giving level 3 Frost Nova onto that Lich now as damage is still adding up. Tauren Chieftain has a potion of mana. Is going to be able to finish anything off here. Going to try to line things up, and there's a shockwave across multiple buildings once more. Altar of Darkness now down to 173 hit points. It is taking a lot of damage as the Tauren Chieftain now backs away again. We are down to 2 buildings, and that is it. Meanwhile, the Crypt Fiends are all being left behind here, trying to finish off the remainder of this expansion. But the peons should actually, oh, they were working a great job here, but the Dark Ranger gonna flip the script now. And well, because of that whack-a-mole game, because those Crypt Fiends can't burrow, this expansion is a loss.
We're under attack.
36 supply compared to 25. It looks like XlorD is going to hold on to this with 3 buildings, a 48 hit point building, 1,800 hit points. The difference between victory and defeat right now, as the Farseer and Tauren Chieftain looking to get a little bit more mana again.
Our tower is under attack.
All right, this is going to get lost here. DeMiGoD down to 264. Are we doing some repairs onto the Goblin Zeppelins? Yes, we are. Farseer, just because the Farseer is not at level 5, you can't use Shadow Wolves to get in position. Raiders, gonna be joining back. Nope, no, Raiders are not gonna be joining in. We're gonna be doing double Zeppelin play. 2 Zeppelins across the board as the peons are not going to be able to repair here. What is happening? All right, there is a couple of, there is a lot of dark minions here. We're looking at the Death Knight here. Shockwave will finish off this building, get some damage onto the Necropolis as well. And then perhaps the Zeppelins can try and make a run onto the Slaughterhouse down to the south here as, well, no. The Tauren Chieftain and the Farseer are still back at home. There's a Staff of Teleportation. There's a Chain Lightning. And, whoa, finishing off a Crypt Fiend right there as the units are now going to try and retreat back. All right, Farseer gets picked back up. Goblin Zeppelin coming in here. Who has more hit points? And it is a true base race once again. Or do we see any more workers? Yes, DeMiGoD still has some workers, and they are sitting inside that Orc burrow. Shadow Wolves now making their way down here. Goblin Zeppelin could try and drop on in, get in some damage here in just a moment. Lich is in position, and here we are. Shadow Wolves going to finish off that last Necropolis or Altar of Storms here. Raiders could be trying to come in as well. What is coming across here? The army. There's one Troll Bat Rider. Okay, I did not even see that Troll Bat Rider off to the side here as damage is going to get added in. Why aren't we seeing the Raiders try to put pressure in at the same time? It seems like the perfect opportunity to try and put pressure while that Lich was a little bit away from its target. All right. Are we looking at damage getting added in? Gonna go ahead and get picked back up. Goblin Zeppelin down to 549 or 499 hit points as Shadow Wolf is gonna join in on the fight as well. We are looking at 1,500 hit points, and that is the difference there as the Crypt Fiends are still attacking. One Troll Bat Rider, it does deal siege damage. Well, Staff of Teleportation as the Death Knight now being forced to stay behind here as we're looking at the Crypt Fiends and the Dark Rangers continuing that pressure. All right. That range damage is really starting to add back up. Death Knight is right here. Death Knight does have Orb of Corruption for attacking that Goblin Zeppelin if it comes into play. Tauren Chieftain has maxed out mana. Farseer, are we going to see them make their runs inside as well? Yes, going after the Slaughterhouse. Slaughterhouse taking a little bit of damage. Troll Bat Rider also coming in as well. This could be bad news. Tauren Chieftain needs to try and line up this shockwave to get multiple buildings. Gets multiple buildings. Tauren Chieftain going to go after these buildings here. Deathcoil, pick up dodge, long distance. And this may be too much. Farseer going to try and retreat back as well. Shockwave finishing off. And the Shockwave gets the job done. DeMiGoD taking down XlorD with hit and run tactics. scoring significantly less, but even though almost mining more than double his opponent, and still coming out, well, very much behind just in terms of hero score. Very questionable plays by DeMiGoD in some times. It felt like he could have gotten more use out of all of his units, but at the same time, he got the job done, and trying to constantly play at next level is very exhausting. Very good game between the two. DeMiGoD coming ahead over XlorD in this matchup here on Last Refuge. One Shockwave. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed it.